in all my time playing competitive Pokemon, I have seen a lot of dumb stuff. This means a lot of dumb stuff happening and the ensuing arguments over the dumb stuff happening, which then becomes part of the dumb stuff itself. And it's just wonderful. Unless you're involved in it, in which case it's the worst thing ever. Anyway, part of this dumb stuff extends to battles being lost in the dumbest ways imaginable. And I'm not just talking about, like, someone had the easiest one in the world and proceeded to throw the game for 15 turns consecutively. I mean, that happens a lot too, but, we're talking a special kind of dumb. Like, it extends beyond just the game itself type of dumb. And this recent occurrence in none other than Smogon's most prestigious tournament, the Smogon Premier League, might just be the dumbest. Now, when I say dumb in this context, I am not trying to disparage the player that this happened to. I mean, this is horrible, awful. I mean dumb in that, like, sense where you ask yourself, how could this have happened? Like, cosmically. Anyway, so the context, this is a standard Gen 5 OU game between Dice and Sensei Axu, and I didn't even watch it before I heard of this controversy, because my interest in competitive Gen 5 OU is, like, really low. Yeah, so let's just go through the play. Yeah, okay, Keldeo, Slowbro. Keldeo runs away, Latios comes, and this is going to be the shortest analysis ever. Nice double switch. Actually, I skipped turn. I don't even care. It doesn't matter. But actually, you know what? You, the viewer, might be interested in the game, so, we'll go through it for you. Anyway, Keldeo switches out, goes to Latios. Scald plays it safe. Oh, I should say, by the way, Dice is, the two keyboard smash alts make you think, oh, who is who? Dice is the player with the Latios and the Slowbro and the Clefable. Yeah, Clefable is being used in Gen 5 OU now. It's a whole thing. I'm sure I'll make a video on it eventually. Way down the line. Anyway, and Sensei Axu is the player with the Latios and the more standard team. So, not that standard is bad, by the way. Standard is good. I should make that a video, why standard is good. To an extent, obviously, but, I'm trying to not go down my rabbit holes and tangents and whatnot. Anyway, we've now got turn 1, Slowbro versus Keldeo. Feels so wrong to not analyze, the lead choice there and team preview and everything, but that's yeah, this is not what this video is about. Latios comes in, avoids a Scald Burn, and double switches to Pharaoh on the T-Tar coming in. Nice move, scaring out the Slowbro, and going to Pharaoh to avoid Latios' pursuit and get up hazards with Ferrothorn. I just can't help myself. Of course, if there's any game where hazards are going to have less of an impact, it's this. Well, I mean, Alakazam and Reuniclus are obviously top tier as well. But even if the spin doesn't work out with Excadrill, then here's Clef. Getting up rocks, getting T-Waved, and in Gen 5, then Magic Guard Pokemon can be T-Waved. Can be full paralyzed, as you see there. In Gen 4, then Magic Guard Pokemon cannot be full paralyzed, and that's a good thing. Anyway, so Clef loses its leftovers, too, and Ferrothorn gets up a couple layers of spikes. Oh, no, just one layer of... No, yeah, 2 layers of spikes. And Dice shows up with a sub-Lando, which is going to ease prediction and make it really hard to play around. So, Lando HP Ices break the sub, and Lando HP Ices and scares it out. But it looks like, either Sensei Axu's Lando either 1-2 speed ties with lefties, or Dice doesn't want to risk the speed tie either way because his Lando is offensive and won't be able to take it, as opposed to this bulky Lando. So Axu's going to go for another HP Ice. Slowbro comes in and slacks off on the Latios switch. I was thinking another Scald might happen there, but I guess slack off keeps you healthy in case T-Tar comes in. Anyway, Draco is not going to break through Clefable on non-specs Latios, even when it's not at full health and even when it doesn't have lefties. So I have a feeling that if if this Clefable thing keeps going, then we might see some more Specs Latioses. It's kind of been a forgotten set. It's weird. You think, oh, Specs Latios is like the most broken thing ever. Yeah, but people really like Colbur Berry to not get pursued. And generally, you don't need the extra power on Draco Meteor, but it's also really good. And yeah, so that's my bold prediction. Latios will use Choice Specs. Anyway, so Clefable seems like it would use Soft Willed here, which gives Excadrill a free chance to switch in and get rid of those rocks. And Dice goes for Lando, which manages to preserve the rocks. Now, I don't know, that was super... I'm just, splitting hairs here. I don't know that was super necessary because Lando coming in for free on a spin means that it's still going to be a threat with or without rocks. But I guess... and Lando being more threatening with rocks, is unquestionable. Obviously, Lando can't pivot into it as easily. Even Keldeo gets a little more chipped. And Latios as well to withstand the HP Ice. It's going to have a tougher time. But the downside is that your Clefable is now going to be much lower. I mean, it's going to get another chance to come in against Ferrothorn, I suppose, so not a big deal. So you know what? No, good move on Dice's end. Remember to always interrogate your first instinct whenever you're playing Pokemon. See, even this video, which is not about like this level of analysis, is... so I just can't help myself. But yeah, interrogate your first instinct and be good with your timer so you have time to interrogate that first instinct. So, that doesn't mean the first instinct is necessarily wrong, but anyway, so Lando comes in on the sub and shows faster lefties again, but Dice's Lando is faster than Excadrill, which, I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's plus speed. Excadrill could be adamant. Anyway, goes first again, breaks up with HP Ice, and now, what's the revenge killer going to be? Keldeo? Yeah, because Latios can get pursued, and Keldeo can threaten Scald Burns on Latios or Slowbro. And that's when, wait, what happened? Why did Dice suddenly win the battle? That seems wrong and weird. This game was just getting interesting. And, yeah, what happened is that Sensei Axew forfeited. But no, Sensei actually wouldn't forfeit there. Did he really think, oh, well, I didn't get that Scald Burn, so I'm going to give up? I mean, it's an understandable impulse. But, no. So, turns out what happened is that some joker got the bright idea that, hey, these are some keyboard smash names that they're playing on. Chances are they're not going to be registered. So this person logged into Sensei Axew's account, because you know that two people can be logged into the same Showdown account at the same time. I'm sure most of you already know that. It's just that not everyone might. But like that's why like I've laddered with Joey before, with both of us using the same alt at the same time. So like someone else can make the moves for you and stuff like that. And I think he does it with like Blunder and stuff all the time too. So this should not be a revelation to most, but for the older people like me who are like, wait, you can do that? That's important. So what this person did, logged into Sensei Axew's account and was in the battle at the same time and just forfeited. And that's it. So you're thinking right now, oh my god, that's horrible. Well, the game was, recreated, right? Well, what happened? First of all, they found out who it was, and that person received a 1-year tour ban, which seems weird. That seems like, if anything's going to warrant a permanent ban, it's that. Like, that is not a, oh, I didn't know I shouldn't do that kind of thing. That's very intentional. Yeah, but what happened in terms of this battle itself? Is it going to be recreated, or what? And then people were throwing around the idea that this was fabricated just so Sensei Axew could get more timer because he was down to 15 and like 30 seconds. And that would be really something because they did find out that someone else did log in. So it wasn't... But, people are like, oh no, he just faked the whole thing. He forfeited to get more timer. He DC'd and... yeah. But that was not the decision that was made, and now we go to the Smogon forums. Where, let me, can I, actually I don't think the window can be, no, I can change my dimensions a little more. Yeah, okay, so, better. Anyway, plays both playing on U alts. On turn 17, disconnected after about 30, yeah. So, okay, so what happened was that the account Sensei actually was playing on was registered 9 minutes after the game started, and there was 1 minute between the registration and the disconnection and the forfeit. Additional checks have also confirmed the account was not registered by Sensei Axu, so he was not the one who forfeited the game and had in fact disconnected. However, the alt being unregistered was an avoidable mistake on the player's end, and a recreate could be exploited in the forfeiting player's favorite. A recreate or rematch will not be granted, and Dice is the winner of the game. I thought this was pretty harsh, honestly. Yeah, that's... Like, yeah, he didn't register his alt, so he loses? I don't know. So, yeah. I mean, this is what makes it such a dumb thing. It's like, the name you played on wasn't registered, and then you DC'd and someone booted you off the game, and that's why you lost. Like, that's gotta be up there with, like, the... Oh, my goodness. Yeah, and so everyone's been telling Sensei Axu, hey, you should have registered your account, LOL. Which he's messed up. I mean, he can't be feeling too good about that. And then they found out that this user named Loser, but with a U, registered the alt and forfeited while pretending to be Sensei Axu. So, tour ban for 1 year. So, yeesh. So yeah, Dice retains the win. So do let me know in the comments below, do you think that was fair or not? I personally think, yeah, I don't know about that one. That's pretty bad. I think it's unreasonably harsh. Like, what is he going to do to... I get that it's more a matter of the letter of the law as opposed to the spirit of the law, but like realistically, look at this game. Like, what is he going to do with this extra time he got to like concoct some sort of win? He's already so far behind. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm more of a spirit of the law kind of person based on this anyway. I don't know if it's a definitive statement or whatever, but like, look at this matchup. Dice is way out in front, so yeah. And what makes this even funnier in a horrible way is that previously Dice made this controversial thread about not allowing alternative names in team tours or alts, and this is what I meant earlier by like dumb stuff being argued about. It's like, how is this being argued about, and how is this arousing such, you know, ferocious opinions in the user base? Because like this is a 2-page thread. People are arguing passionately about this. So, and you're like, wait, why would you Balts? Why would you want them in the first place? Or what was the problem in the first place, even? So, well, the first thing that happened was that several years ago, then you had tournament games where... Actually, you know what? Let me find one. So, you had tournament games where Sogeking would log on and pretend to be someone else. So in this game in particular is what I'm thinking of. So there was a Toph versus Night Fox and DPPOU, 2 great players. And what happened before, is it week 2? Yeah, there it is. Okay, so this game that you're about to see on the screen, this was not the original game. What happened was that Sogeking logged on Showdown and PM Night Fox. Sogeking logged on Showdown with a name that was like Twist of Fate, 16 or something like that. And PM Night Fox like, hey, it's me. And Night Fox was like, okay, I believe you. Because why wouldn't you? Because this kind of thing didn't really happen before. And then Night Fox and Sogeking played, and Night Fox wound up revealing the team that he was going to use against Toph, because Sogeking, faked him out with the ult. And then what happened is that in this game, then Night Fox brought the exact same team that he brought against Sogeking and won anyway, which was pretty impressive. despite that, rough turn one. Anyway, so this Sogeking thing became the stuff of legend, especially because it happened like again afterwards, which was kind of wild. So, yeah, this became one reason why people didn't want alts allowed in team tournaments. And another one was that eventually people started. I mean, people have always liked playing on alts because you can reference that cool song or album or movie or whatever you like, or your friend's favorite in joke, and you can do that with and add a layer of spice to the game and interest. And generally, people will find out who is on which alt anyway. But then some people were using alts that advocated for the unbanning of permanently banned users, for doing like problematic stuff and whatever. And people really took issue with that because the stuff the banned users were banned for was pretty egregious. So to have someone playing on an alt that said, free this person, they did nothing wrong or whatever, rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. And yeah, so there was a lot of reasons why alts shouldn't be allowed in team tours, and that was what that whole thread was about. And Dice made the thread and was advocating for the banning of alts in team tours. Just play on your main name. If your name's BKC, you have to play on BKC and not all that jazz. 1970, whatever year it came out in, 79, I think. I should really know that. I've been obsessing over that movie lately. Yeah, so, and then people said, no, we want to use our alts, whatever. And, yeah, so for this to happen in a game where Dice was on an alt and then his opponent lost for having an alt, pretty much, is, yeah, you call that poetic irony or something like that. Kind of, yeah. Because funnily enough, if Dice's suggestion had been listened to, then this would not have happened. Anyway, that's pretty much the scoop on this, horrible, awful way to lose in a team tournament. I can't even imagine how furious I would be if this happened to a teammate of mine. But, yeah. So, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.